Brought to you by CHM, a biblically based alternative to health insurance. Learn more at chministries.org/budget.
So my name is John. My girlfriend moved from Atlanta to San Diego, moved in with me, and she has about $472,000 in debt from med school. And he's wondering if there's going to be a proposal. Well, before she moved, I had told her that I was a bit concerned with the debt and that we had to figure that out before things moved forward. And long story short, she's moved over and we've been living together for about 6 months. And she
wants you to propose. She's like, hey, when are you going to pop the question? And you're like, hey, when are you going to get rid of the $500,000 loans that you got?
Hold on. But even before that, she was like, hey, I want to move in. And you're like, I've got some reservations about you owing $500,000. And then you just made it sound like she just showed up at your house.
No, we were dating, or we've been dating for about 2 years now, long distance, because she was going to school, finishing up school. So as she was getting ready to finish, she was like, okay, so I'm getting ready to finish, and, what's going on? So I told her, I don't mind you moving over, but I know where this is going to go once you move over here, and I would rather have a concrete plan to tackle.
So that probably would have been a better conversation before you were sitting on her couch that's in your living room. But here you are. So what are you going to do?
Well, that's what I'm trying to get help with.
Well, she already moved in, so what are you going to do? You going to kick her out?
I'm not going to kick her out, but, just having a question getting asked, every, once a month or every 3 weeks.
What's her urgency for you to propose?
Well, most of her friends are married, getting along with her life, with their lives, and she's just wanted to know what.
Well, now you're playing house, so she's like, hey, can we make this a home? I feel like, we've already committed to each other in this way. Why aren't you proposing? So I'm trying to see from her perspective. And I also know in this show, I've never told someone not to get married to someone because of their debt load. Now, I would tell them to pause if we're not aligned in how we're going to deal with the debt. So is that the part that worries you? Has she said, I'm not worried about it. Pay it off when I can. What's her plan?
Yeah, the what worries me is, okay, she's a physician, and she got a job, a consultant job, where she only works 4 days a week, and she works out of the 4 days a week, she works 4 hours a day or 5 hours a day.
Okay,
and,
so can we cut to it, dude? You feel over water because you don't respect the woman that you thought you were going to marry. She's not who you thought she was going to be.
I just feel concerned that she isn't taking it as serious as it is.
Okay, so get beneath that. She's not who you thought she was. And you made a huge step by inviting her to move across the country into your home. And on a day-to-day basis, living this thing out, you realize she's not who I thought she was. When it comes to work ethic, when it comes to work
ethic, especially, yes.
But also, what does that mean? That means that she doesn't have a full picture of the state of emergency that she's in because she owes $500,000, and she just wants to get married and just pretend like, we'll be fine. You won't be fine. You owe $500,000 in a non-dischargeable loan. Right?
She keeps telling me that, she knows other people, other physicians that have just as much debt, and they're able to live their life.
I know, but as a guy who sat with physicians who are on the brink of losing everything, and if you look at the suicide rates and you look at the mental health challenges, I don't give a crap. That's like going to a cancer ward and being like, yeah, but look, everyone else is sick. I still don't want to have cancer. I don't want to be sick. And so it doesn't matter. Like, that's a weird way to anesthetize the pain of reality, which is she owes $500,000. But she's not on the phone. We can't help her. I can help you. And I think you have to be honest about, I don't know that I respect this woman anymore. And I'm not going to judge you right, wrong, or indifferent. You get to respect who you want to respect. But that plays into, can I love this person? What happens when we have a kid and she just decides, fill in the blank? Everyone else does X, Y, and Z for a kid. What happens when it comes to the kid's car? We can't afford this car. Everyone else is giving their kid a BMW, right? That might be the rest of your life. And I think you're wise to listen to your innate alarm systems that like, whoa, something's not whole here. But what's not fair for her is you're not being honest with her. You're trying to be annoyed that she keeps hitting you up to get married. And you're not sitting down saying, I don't know if I can marry you, because we're so far from being aligned on things like integrity, character, respect, my fear of owing other people money, etc. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, I've brought it up to her, and she keeps telling me that she's working on it, and she's, like, possibly looking to get a different job. And
what does she make now?
About the same, like 150.
And what do you make?
About 150.
And do you have any debt?
I do not.
Do you own your place or do you rent?
I rent.
Okay. So as part of this, that you worked so hard to avoid debt, to create this life for yourself, to build this work ethic, and now you're tethered to someone who doesn't align in that way?
Yes.
Have you said, I don't want to have a household where other people decide what we do every day? I want to be free.
I've told her that I don't feel comfortable with the debt.
Okay. And she has said, I don't care what you think. When are you going to marry me?
Well, not verbally, but she keeps on telling me that, like there are other physicians in her field that owe just as much or even more, and they're able to
She's going to spend her whole life comparing hers to others. Right. That is a red flag in and of itself that I think you need to address with her. Everything so far has been, well, her friends are all getting married and her physician friends all have debt.
And she's not even a physician, so that doesn't even hold. But here's the thing. Either, good man, make the choice in your mind. I'm not going to leave her. We're going to get married. And the two of us making $300,000 a year are going to spend the next 24 to 36 months paying off this debt like crazy. Or we're going to have a harder conversation about values, and we may have to part ways because our values are so deeply unaligned. But what you're doing right now is you're playing ping pong in your own mind, and you're making yourself bananas, and you are worth having a peaceful life. So have the hard, real, honest conversation underneath it all. Talk about values, and then you have to have your or what statement. What are you going to do if she says, I'm not doing that? That's your call, brother.
CHM isn't health insurance. It's a health cost-sharing ministry. Check it out for yourself at chministries.org/budget.